Hi everybody, I'm LRock617. Good to see you all this evening. This is actually my first time appearing in SegaThon, and I'm really excited about it. I've got a few games to play for you over the course of the weekend, two of which are going to happen right now. Sorry, that echo's gone now. I had the stream volume open. Make sure I heard the cue from Sonic Man. Okay, so, this evening I'm going to be playing a couple of beat 'em ups to follow up Sonic Man's Streets of Rage trilogy run. First one really shouldn't come as a big surprise to anyone who's ever played a game from the developer known as Sega. Golden Axe is one of their quintessential arcade classics that is honestly still relevant even up to today. People still talk about these games, and for good reason. Golden Axe is just a classic. Like, this game it still feels good to play. It's very basic, but it does wonders with what it needs to be. So, enough talking about it. I'll talk about it more as we play. So I don't necessarily speedrun the arcade version. What I choose to do is do what's called one credit clear attempts. So there will be some speed strats that I utilize, but primarily I'm looking to make sure that I can beat the game without dying more than once. Messed with both Axe and Tiras this week, and I knew Tiras was the best character, but I wanted to see if Axe was worth playing, and it turns out he's not. So let's go with Tiras at 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Button, please. Thank you. Believe it or not, I actually prefer the arcade version of this game to the Genesis version. Trivial, though, that it's the exact opposite for Altered Beast. For anyone that's seen the Genesis version speedrun, you'll get more of the same here, what you're seeing with these big down stabs. These things do a lot of damage. I'm going to be utilizing a lot of subs for them. That guy's too close. I wanted to get him away from me. I actually purposefully try to set these up on the bottom pixel because enemies have a tendency in this game to do a lot of crazy Z-axis movement. They'll like try to circle around you and stuff, and it's really awful to have to put up with. By putting them on the lowest pixel, you tend to eliminate that because they'll just kind of just stick still. That was weird, but okay. That was nice. I actually not used that setup before. That was good. And of course, we're going to be going around collecting potions so we can utilize magic. I only have 3 designated places I'm going to be using magic here, and they're all when it gets to full tilt. Nice. This guy's a little annoying. See if I can get this here. Okay, cool. First boss here. Big dudes. That was a really awesome double kill. Same as before, we'll just set them up like this. I think it only takes 2 of these each to bring these guys down. They're pretty simple. Just don't get hit by them. They do a lot of damage if they touch you, whether it's with their charge, whether it's with their hammer, doesn't matter. But pretty quick work there. Not a bad fight. For little bonus interludes, we're gonna have these little troll duders. Take back my potions because they stole them like the thieves that they are. On to stage 2. This stage is probably the most relevant in terms of being a speed run, but as mentioned before, unfortunately I'm not very good at the speed strats in this stage, though I'll just do my best to make sure it goes as quickly as possible. Most of the for what speed strats there are, they're, from what I can tell, mostly fairly easy to utilize. I just don't really know how to utilize them properly. I'm just going to finish this guy with a dash kick. It's 3? Okay, that was 3. Quick bit of speed tech here. We're gonna get this guy to follow us. Do that. Didn't quite work, but we got him on the second hit. This guy's gonna come at us. I'm gonna do that again, and then he falls off. So another major difference. In the Genesis version, you don't actually see a lot of use of mounts, just simply because the high jump is just a better tool. That was rude. That's not good. This guy is being a troll. Bear with me. Need that. I can't believe he slipped in past that. Anyways, I was saying, in the arcade version, mounts are just irreplaceable. They're just so strong. I'm going to be using them pretty much every chance I get. We'll be seeing them in every level but 2, one of which was the first stage. I kind of want that, thank you. Okay, so we'll move over here to our next wave of bosses. That's ridiculous. I can honestly say I can count on no hands the number of times enemies have slipped in past that. Probably in the, what, almost 3 years I've been running this game. Seems pretty rude. Let's tag that. If You can see, Flame Breath is very powerful. Oh, actually, I should be doing this. This is one of the designated places I'll be using magic to make sure I can drain it all properly. Yeah, the hit detection's a bit jank, for sure. It's clearly very doable, you just have to respect it for what it is. I'm not technically at full health, but after I get this health item from this gentleman, I should have no problems with that. There we go. Back up to 3 bottles, not a bad place to be. So stage 3 is significant because it has the actual best mount in the game. Red Dragon is just amazing. Get it as soon as I can. He's the toughest to get just because like the attack is so linear and it can just interrupt anything. Wow. Anyway, Fireball is ridiculously powerful. It kills any basic enemy in 1 hit. And the range on it is, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It goes full screen. Super duper strong tool that we have access to. Gonna while around these jerks. Their movement is on maximum troll efficiency today. When they're on mouse, they tend to move a lot quicker than they would on foot. Which I guess makes sense, but it's rough for me. Take that. Here we're gonna do a big jump, then dash across the hole. This part's a little tough. We're gonna have these guys bust out of the door, and I need to make sure I can time these fireballs right to make sure they get taken down. The second guy's gonna pop out here shortly, but the part that's tricky is if I timed the fireball on him coming out of the door, he would have had iframes and it wouldn't have worked. So it's best to wait it out. Good section there. It was supposed to be a dash. I'm trying to get these potions, not shoot at anything. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on those for a little bit. Boom and boom. This guy has more health. He's a zombified critter, so we'll take him out. Alright, here we have the knight. He's a jerk. He's like really, really awful. The range on his sword swipe is insane. So ideally we just want to make sure we can get him tagged and then bagged. From here he's not gonna be able to do anything as long as I don't just stop pushing buttons or something. So yeah, not bad. It can be kind of tricky though when you have to deal with him plus another enemy. I'm just glad it didn't come to that. Fill up my magic, get some health back, because why not? There we go. Okay. Stage 4 is... Some people may disagree with me, but for my time running the game, I honestly think stage 4 is the hardest stage in the game. There's just so much that can go wrong here. Like, I guess technically stage 5 is just because the final boss gauntlet is just such a challenge, but... This stage has annoying stuff that can honestly just do you in on your run. There we go. Oddly enough, that segment is one of them. Other bad part is now we have skeletons to deal with as basic enemies, and they're really, really hard. Hardest enemies in the game, in my opinion, by like a lot. They're even harder than like most like the standard boss style enemies. Up to and including Death Adder. Death Adder is... I mean, you can manipulate him. These skeletons, though... Like, these guys are just the actual worst. I've got a setup for this guy. I have setups for the guy before him, but he's a lot more finicky since he comes from the left. You can't corner him as easily. Let's go up here. Our boss wave here, we're just gonna be fighting waves of enemies we've already seen, except now they're, I don't know if you call this super zombified or whatever, but they basically just have more health. It takes, I think it's, I can't remember if it's 2 or, I think it's 4 down stabs. No, it's two high down stabs to kill them. Sorry for this information. One more flying kicks to finish off that guy. There we go. Alright, last segment, I'm gonna have 3 characters spawn. Waddle past that skeleton, the third one show up. Pop the dragon. We got 2 more to deal with. Fighting any skeletons is not conducive to a good time anyway, but there really isn't a safe or valid way to wait until it's all skeleton spawns to do this, so we'll just do it as the game wants us to, I guess. There we go. So we lost a little bit of health. We do get 1 last health up. The bonus stage has to go in this specific order, though. Have to hit blue, then green, then blue. If you don't do that, you don't get the health up. And now I have 3 bottles, which is as many as I need going into this last stage. Okay, for the last stage, it's pretty much just a a big amalgamation of all the stuff we've dealt with up to this point. The eternal hodgepodge, so to speak. There is one thing that is crucial this stage, though, and it actually is probably what makes it the hardest stage in the game. This blue dragon mount is incredibly important. I don't believe I necessarily need to up to the last boss rush, but there are some segments prior to that where if I lose this thing, I have a very high likelihood of just losing the run outright. So I hope that doesn't happen. This part's pretty rude. We're gonna get surrounded by 3 gents here. No, I don't want anything to do with that. This I just kind of have to space out. There's no way to like really manipulate them to all get together like you would want them to, I guess. Okay. So this is gonna be kind of tough. We have to fight 2 knights who we already know are super duper annoying because of their range. Need to make sure I can just stack them like dominoes here. I'm actually gonna lean back a little bit just for safety. All right, very good. All right, on to our last boss rush. For those who don't know, for those who've only played the Genesis version, this actually is the last segment of the game. One more guy spawn. What I'm trying to do is not scroll the screen yet. That's very, very important here. Make sure I can club those out of him. All right, we're gonna go right here. Totally missed. That's not good. And yeah, that's not good. Is the dragon just off screen? All right, this is new. I actually don't know what exactly I'm gonna be doing here. Oh, that's so bad. They're putting the dragon in a space where I can't reach it. This has never happened to me before, so bear with me. I might need just some quiet time here. They are trolling that bottom pixel. What is happening here? Also not good. Yeah, this is new. I've never seen them like take my mount and then just stay on bottom pixel, so that I guess they're trying to keep me from reaching it back. This is something. Now it's invincible? What's going on here? Yeah, I'll take that death, sure. Okay. Okay. Now I can do something. This is still really obnoxious because their spacing is just super strong, but that was a setup. Alright, so I think the 1cc is very much dead because I missed one swing coming in and now I'm in a ton of trouble. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Don't really know what I'm going to do here. As I mentioned, mount very important, and you can tell by that, but I lost it and the run just completely died. I didn't think it was going to happen in that aspect, but that's a real bummer. It's not the RNG. I completely fucked up the execution. Sorry for the language. I've never missed that first shot on an enemy before, and they just made me pay for it. It's as simple as that. And I paid for it in the worst possible way. It has nothing to do with luck. It's just punishing me for making one very crucial mistake. Amazing to think about, because like I said, I've never missed that before. That's insane. Let's go ahead and do this. There's gonna be one more skeleton besides this, but I can take care of him. Thankfully, even without the mount, I can show there's still a quick kill on Death Adder. I'm not worried about him at all. He can do whatever the hell he wants. That's just rude. So the problem here is the skeletons just have the jerkiest movement, and they're not going to cooperate with anything. Don't care about that. I can waddle past that. It's too slow. Shouldn't have been that far away for that. That's not on me. They refuse to die. Wow, what is that, like 6 hits? This is why magic is important. I don't recall them taking this many hits. This is crazy. Of course, that's also when I use, like, you know, flame and whatnot. Okay, so here's how the quick kill goes if you don't have the mount. Hit him against the wall and then just keep doing jump slashes. That's a new one, though. We're seeing him wiggle out. Lots of first times tonight. Just all about timing. If we had the mount, it would be the same thing except we timed Flame Breath with his wake up and then he'd die that way. might take a moment because these things don't do very much damage, but oh well. Took them off, and 2cc at 1332. Certainly not my best run of that game, but it was a great run up until the one mistake. And as mentioned, we don't actually have the last stage that you have on the Genesis version. This is just the end of the game. And thank you all so much for the GGs. We also do get this dope little ending. This is one of my favorite endings in any arcade game. We're gonna check it out real quick. Music's hot too. Get those hot jams in there. Shout out to Last Survivor as well. And Hokari Sweat. But we'll see that here shortly. Dorado. And all the enemies escape the machine.
Cool.
Oh, hey. Thanks for, I believe that was a follow there. Thank you so much for the follow. Yes, sorry, I can't see it on the background. Elmer's Tune, I think that was. Thank you for the follow. That was very awkward timing because the font on the alert clashed with the background here in the game. So, my apologies. Yeah, this ending's gas. I'm a big fan. And at the end of the game, you get what's called a total score, which basically ranks your score attack for the game, and it also ranks your percentile, which is really cool. Usually I get in around the, see this was a 230, with a 1cc I generally get between the 245 to 250 range, so like top 2-3%. Not too shabby. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the first game. Sorry I couldn't do it to the best of abilities, make one mistake and lose the run. Welcome to retro games sometimes, but